You know, as this season goes on, the person I feel the saddest for is Otto because he has the biggest "I don't want to be here" look on his face that anybody could possibly have. Bro, I just want to go home. Hello, everyone. Tarantino with Hollywood already did it. If you haven't already, go ahead, like, share, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, ring that bell below. Anytime we have something, you will be among the first to know. The sixth episode of Hijack season 2 is here. It is called Junction, and like with all of these episodes in this season, picks up right at the end of the last one in this pseudo real time show we got going here. So we don't see immediately what happened to Sam. We kind of hold that beat a little bit because they want us to believe that the lead character of Idris Elba, Sam Nelson, is hurt or not here, but we know. So we start off with the control room, who, after the explosion has happened, Winter is like, all right, bet. They blowing up stuff down there. So we're gonna have to go attack them. We're gonna have to go get them. Let's go down there and get him because we don't know what else they're capable of. We don't know what else they're about to do. So we need to be on the offensive now as opposed to always being on the defensive. She decides to call the team that's convoying John Bailey Brown to say, "Hey, the handoff is off. Go ahead back to the safe house. This ain't happening. Kill it." Which sets off some domino effects. One, Daniel goes to Stewart in the interrogation office and tells him that the deal's off, everything's done, and Stewart visibly is upset. So something of whether he had his hand in it or was planning to get on the other side of it, um, that system has failed. And so he's quite peeved. We then pick up with Sam, who has ears ringing, is a bit rocked, but he's getting back up. Jess looks completely stunned. She's like, "Okay, that wasn't supposed to happen. That wasn't part of the plan." And it's clear that in this and her reaction and how she's in over her head. She is just like Sam. She's just like Otto. There's a bigger person at play, and they're all sort of just being puppets put into position to make all of this work. And they don't really have a say in what it is that they're doing. Otto comes over the loudspeaker to just tell everybody in the passenger car, like, look, as you can see, there are bombs here. There are 3 more bombs on the cart in each cart. We're safe right now. As long as we continue to do what we're supposed to do, we get from where we're supposed to go, we will get off of this train perfectly fine. I just need you guys all to go with what we're saying. We're trying to figure out the best path to get us off of here. To that point that Sam and Otto have Jess in the main cabin, and they're just like, look, well, how deep are you? Like, what is this? Are you the boss? And she's like, no, I'm not the boss. And they're like, well, then we need to get in touch with the boss, and you need to let them know that you're still in control here, because this is going to look nuts if one of the bombs went off and the rest didn't go. You need to let them know that you're still in control. You still got things handled down here. She's a little bit skittish of that. She's like, you don't know who it is that we're working for. This is going to get messy fast. So she makes the call. And then we found out immediately that the person on the other side of that call is Faber's number 2, the person who originally in a few episodes ago said, I'll handle it, I'll take care of it, which seemed dicey in the moment because I didn't know what the hell that meant. I still don't, because he ain't taking care of it. He's the mole. The person name is Robert Lang. He is the one that's like side by side in the convoy with John Bailey Brown. He has gotten word already that the convoy has been turned around. So he has pulled over and it's like, look, you guys need to figure this out immediately because we're not moving anymore. The handoff is no longer happening. So you guys don't have control, even though you're calling me telling me you do. Something's got to give. We also, just as a heads up, immediately now know who leaked those photos to Sam. The connection, the loop is tightened up real quick, real fast. What we don't know is if Faber is in on this. I would like to believe as much stress and pain as he's putting forth a task force to figure out how Sam's not a part of this. He's not in on this, but who knows? But Robert clearly is also an underling because he says, like, look, our bosses are not going to be happy about this. You guys need to get this figured out and back on track. Or here's my option. I'm just going to blow it all up right now. I'm going to blow all of this up and just end all of this immediately. It's that point that Sam gets into his talking mode and says, Robert, like, hey, look, let me talk to them. I can get them to bring the convoy back and get John Bailey Brown back to this train. Just give me 5 minutes. So he's got 5 minutes. But Robert has a detonator that he can just set the bombs from where he's at. And so at a moment's notice, he could flip the switch and just end it all quickly. So Sam gets to work. He calls Winter and be like, hey, just want to make sure that we're still on for getting John Bailey Brown on the handoff. He's like, yeah, we're all set. He's like, well, I've gotten word that we're not, and I've gotten word that the convoy has stopped. To which she's like, oh crap, he knows something. He's got eyes outside. Okay, okay. Let's get the convoy back in motion. And so then that gets back to Robert. Robert's like, I don't know what you did, Sam. The man's a miracle worker. Bet. And so they're back making their way towards the train station for the stop they're all supposed to meet at for the handoff. Otto and Sam are trying to figure out because Jess doesn't seem like that bad of a person. So they're kind of like, well, why did you kill Freddie? And it's at that point that she says, well, Freddie was playing around with the controls and trying to do things that it was going to mess up our situation. It's going to mess up what I had going. It's going to mess up what you guys had going, Otto. It's going to mess up what you needed to do, as well as get Marcia killed, Sam. So I had to do what was best for us to sort of maintain this ruse so that we could keep this train going. While not ideal, it's serviceable enough of an answer for Sam and Otto to be like, okay, I don't like the fact that you killed someone, but I understand the means as to why you did. Back with the two locals, Marcia sort of outsmarts them. She lets them into the house. She doesn't sort of home alone them and trap them as I thought she may have, but she wants to get a little bit more evidence to know that they are not on the up and up. And so if they are locals, they would know who the town doctor is. And so she mentions it, gets like the white pages or a version of it, and says, hey, there's the doctor. It's the wrong name. They agreed to that wrong name. And so she then goes off into the other room and starts making a run for it. But she tricks them. She outsmarts them, sends them on a goose chase, gets the keys from the person that they killed earlier, who was Daniel's watch person for her. And then she makes her dash. While they go one way, she goes the other way. So she makes a run for it. And it's no longer under the view of them until she is, because she does some silly stuff on the back end, and I'm like, Marsha, no! Winter is coming up with a plan to basically assault the train. Like, her goal is to go down there with turn the lights off and put one, maybe two, in the back of Sam's head, and let's call this all a day. That's her goal. It's like the handoff's not really happening. They're going to have that train, that station, completely guarded with guards and assault team. That's the goal plan. Even though this man has told you that there's several bombs still on this train. We do have a moment where Thatcher and Faber continue their plan to see what's going on with who leaked those files. And so they find a leak where all the classified documents come from one specific source. They don't have it in this episode, but we as an audience already know that it's Robert Lang. So I don't know why that seems important for the characters to catch up. But us as an audience, we're like, we've already got it. Let's move on. Like, we don't need that loop closed anymore. They can do that on their own. So Sam had already requested to Winter that no one else be on the platform when he does the handoff. And as they're approaching the station between texts and whatnot, something feels off to Sam. Sam doesn't feel right with this plan. So he calls Winter with a bit of an audible. It's like, look, here's the deal. You're going to give us John Bailey Brown, but we're not going to give you any of the passengers until after we have John Bailey in our possession. And Winter's like, okay, cool. Yeah, that works. And Sam's like, no, that was too easy. Like, no one in their right mind is just going to let passengers stay on this train. Even if you said, come back to say, hey, you got to give us half of them, then we'll give you one, you get the other half. But she didn't even try. She was just like, okay, no, that works. Keep all the passengers and we'll give you John Bailey Brown. Sam's like, that's BS. They're going to do something. And we need to figure out what's going on because I feel like they're about to assault this train and cause all hell to break loose. And so now we're in a bit of a stalemate because if we go to that station, they're going to shoot us dead. If we don't go to that station and we just stop here and just hold, we're going to get blown up. This place is going to get blown up to high hell. So we need to figure out the third option. Sam remembers that Control, because of the explosion, they can no longer track the train. They can't see when it stops, starts. They have no idea what line it's going on. And so he thinks, hey, let's say we're still going to that station, but let Jess and I get off of here and go to the junction box and transfer us to another where we're kind of still heading that way, but now on the side of the track. And so we can sort of get by. That assault thing happens there. They have John Bailey Brown there, but we're on the other side of it. And we aren't no longer in the trap, and we don't get this place blown up. It's a twofer, if we will. Meanwhile, back in the woods, Marcia ignorantly keeps pushing the alarm button on the car. I get it in her brain. She's like, I need to figure out where the car is. My thought was, get in the damn car and drive it away. As opposed to, now granted, the windshield's busted, so she can't quite see. I get it. So that might be a part of it, but it's safer than continuing to run through the woods with two people just chasing you with guns. But she pushes the alarm enough for those two to realize that she's by the car. But she sees the body in the car in the trunk. She opens it up, sees it, freaks out a little bit, and then she has to get out of there quickly because they're absconding upon the sound. And so they know that now she is 100% aware that they are not on the up and up. And so they say, we got to take our stuff up to another level, which she's the linchpin of all of this. Sam can do a lot more and get away with doing a lot more on that train if he gets word that Marsha's okay. But with Marsha still being in danger, he has to operate like, I can't lose another loved one. But once that gets clear, which I imagine may happen in the next episode, and get the word back to him, all bets are off. So back at the train, Sam and Jess have to step off the train to go to the junction box. They tell Otto what the plan is. Otto's like, all right, cool. When we get to a certain spot and we move it, keep the train coming, and then you'll pick us back up and we'll just continue going on the side. While they're there at the junction box, though, and they make their way, Otto gets a knock at the door because Petra in the back, during the explosion, sort of got trampled on. It appears that seems to be what she is suffering from, and needs assistance, needs medical assistance. He's like, okay, cool. May comes, knocks on the door. He goes back. He's like, I know where a medical kit is. Let me go see it. So he goes to her. He pretty much is like, yeah, she dead. Ain't there's nothing that I can do for her. She either died from a broken heart or getting trampled, but whatever it is, she's not here anymore. So I'm gonna go back to the cart. Good luck. So Sam and Jess make their way. They're trying to switch the junction box. While that's happening, the assault team is sort of breaching and making their way to it, and they can sort of see Sam and Jess. They can see them in the distance. Sam is trying to call Otto, like, hey, we're ready. Start making that move. Start making that move. But he's not responding because he's making his way back from seeing Petra. He finally gets there. Train starts moving. All of this is happening sort of back to back to back. The train starts moving. Jess and Sam are kind of waiting till the train picks up. And then the one tactical officer who's down there to stop them gets a read on Sam and Jess. Now, while this is happening, in the control room, the mother whose baby was let off earlier finally delivers the file, the USB drive that Sam had in the baby bottle. She delivers it. They look at the control tape and they see that Jess is the one that killed Freddy, not Sam. You would think, oh, that means Sam didn't have anything to do with it. Nope. Winter still believes 100% that Sam is the man and thinks that Jess is now the accomplice to that. And so they are both collateral. They're both enemy number one. And so when he gets in his earpiece, she's with him, even though Sam in this moment thinks like, all right, I'm going to take her as a hostage because they think I'm the bad person, not her. But Winter tells the man to take the shot. And so the episode ends with the train approaching, Sam and Jess trying to get back up to get back onto the train, and then a shot going off. And we don't know who or if anybody is shot. We know one person not shot. Sam ain't shot. Again, this is the thing about this episode, doing these sort of close, these endings of like suspense with Sam's character. You could got away with that in the first season because we're like, all right, maybe these British shows, especially, they may go ahead and kill off Idris Elba, Sam Nelson, but he's the face of the show. That ain't happening. So we know at the very least Sam's fine. What we don't know, Jess is probably in a little bit more precarious position. She's got a 50-50 shot, or this person is a terrible shot, and they managed to make it on the train in time. We don't see the shot, we don't see the body, so we just hear the shot. So for all purposes, they could have both made it back on the train, and the shot never actually mattered. But we do learn in this episode that Faber's right hand in Lang is a mole. But does he work for Faber or is he working for someone else? And it's clear that whoever he's working for is somewhat tied to Stewart because he's very pissed off that the things did not go the way that they were originally supposed to go. Solid episode. It sucks to see Petra gone. I do think that somebody else on that train is watching them. Who it is, I don't know, but someone else is a part of this. One of the viewers here, I think, said that they believe it's May. I don't disagree. It could be, especially the way that she knocked on the door and got Otto out of the cart. That could have been a plan to do whatever it is that she wants to have done. But somebody on that train is also still watching. It's not just Jess. But Good episode. I think we're in the home stretch, down to the last two episodes, and I think in the next episode we need to figure out a way to get Marsha free because that's going to be the signal, and get Marsha free and somehow get the word back to Sam that she is free. But I think the biggest sort of what are they doing is Winter and all of this. I feel like all the things that she is doing is incorrect. When you have people who are in danger with a bomb owner, sending an assault team just seems like a terrible idea unless you have somebody at the ready to be like, I can disarm this bomb. I can. They don't know how that bomb arms are disarmed. So she is playing with fire. Um, but yeah, what did you guys think about this episode of Hijack Season 2 called Junction? Go leave your thoughts and comments in the comments below. If you haven't already, you can follow us on X at HollywoodADI. You can hit us up on email at HollywoodAlreadyDidIt@gmail.com. We also have a podcast with the same name. That's on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere that plays podcasts. We're there. And like always, I got my ticket. You got yours.